Hey, before you watch the video, go to sadgirlapparel.com. We just released a new Halloween sweater. Get it before Halloween happens and don't look like a loser, all right? Don't be a loser. Get one now. 12 years. 12 years. I've kept my life pure and sacred by doing everything in my power to avoid any clips, any scenes, any frames of the movie Dragon Ball Evolution. See, Dragon Ball Z was one of my first introductions to anime, like most people. That, along with Naruto and Yu Yu Hakusho, were those shows that I watched on Toonami, the thing I looked forward to every week. And honestly, I don't consider Dragon Ball Z to be the best of the best anime of all time. But let's be real, it is the most iconic and recognizable thing when it comes to anime everywhere.
I'm gonna cry.
Watching Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time, watching Gohan go Super Saiyan 2 against Cell, watching Vegeta sacrifice himself against Buu. These are core memories in my mind that I didn't want to get sullied by Dragon Ball Evolution.
That's not very pog.
I remember when I first saw the cover art of this movie and I did the same thing as I did the last Avatar. I told myself I will never witness either of these movies as long as I breathe. It's just one of those things that I felt like it was just going to ruin the show or just give a bad taste in my mouth about the show. And I know people are gonna say,
hey, what about Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Super? Didn't that ruin it?
No, I don't think it did. I am actually one of those weird people who find GT to be all right. And I mean, Super's boring, but I mean, it's Dragon Ball. But Dragon Ball Evolution is on a whole other level. I actually asked you guys on Instagram which one you found better, the last Avatar, the live action movie, or Dragon Ball Evolution, the live action movie. And I was taken aback because apparently you guys think the last Airbender was way better. And I was thinking, how? How in the hell can the last Airbender be better than Dragon Ball Evolution? I obviously didn't even think that was possible. It is. It's very possible. I'm pretty sure I've never really had an out-of-body experience, but when I was watching this movie, I'm pretty sure I did. If I were to sum up this movie in like a conglomerate of noises, I would give it like a something like that. They basically threw the entirety of the lore of Dragon Ball out the window. Just took the characters' names, you know, generic parts about the show, and kind of just threw it together in like a modernized high school drama. Without Krillin. Yes, a very important character, Krillin. They did him dirty in the show. They're also doing him dirty in the movie, but I mean, I guess it's for the best. You know, I couldn't imagine how much they would butcher Krillin if they made it live action. The movie starts out with Piccolo's backstory, and it talks about how Piccolo lived long ago and he had his partner Ozaru. Yes, Ozaru, the big monkey that Saiyans turn into with the tail and the moon and stuff, but obviously for some reason the movie doesn't say that, at least until the end. But he was sealed away by 5 powerful magical beings. So then we go into a little Goku training session and it starts off with, the first rule is there are no rules. You guys remember when his grandpa Gohan said that? Yeah, that was my favorite part of his training. So then Goku and Grandpa Gohan do a little flip-flopping, kicking, all that, you know, Super Saiyan stuff. So then Grandpa Gohan talks about the Shadow Crane, a cool kung fu ability, because in this Dragon Ball universe, there isn't, you know, beams of energy. There isn't like explosions. There's hand farts. I'm pretty sure it was collectively agreed that everyone is calling them hand farts. It is literally called airbending. They actually call it airbending. They don't call it energy blast or ki blast or anything like that. They just call it air blasts. I guess that makes it more realistic. I don't know. And then Goku goes up to Grandpa Gohan. Grandpa, I'm getting bullied in school, okay? I want to beat these kids up because they keep bullying me. I told you, no violence, Goku. But they're bullying me, Grandpa. Remember the whole no violence thing in the original Dragon Ball where Goku literally kills a grown man? You remember that? Yeah, first thing I think of when I think of Dragon Ball is no violence. Nope.
You're special, Goku. No, I'm different.
Then Grandpa Gohan gives him the 4-star Dragon Ball, you guys know. And then Goku goes to high school and gets confronted by bullies in a Mustang. So they run over his little scooter with their cool-ass car. And then the bully goes up to Goku and calls him Giku. Oh! We're talking about Goku here, right? Right? Goku? Goku, he's actually having a bully call him Giku? I'm gonna lose it already. Oh, and on top of that, the bully who bullies Goku is dating Chi-Chi. How do you come up with this? Yeah, you know that Dragon Ball show, with a bunch of like lasers and explosions and people dying and blood and punching and fighting? Let's make it a high school drama where he gets bullied and Chi-Chi is dating the bully. No! And then we see Piccolo, who I can only describe as a Power Ranger villain with like ab armor. And Piccolo drops a hand fart from his spaceship. Yes, he has a floating ship. And then he just explodes an entire town. And then we have like a secret agent spy by his side who's like his partner, I guess. I don't know who she is technically in the Dragon Ball universe. But anyway, after they destroy this city, they find a Dragon Ball and move on. Oh yeah, I just want to mention the hand fart that exploded an entire city. Everyone's fine. Like no one's injured. No one's dead. Everyone's walking around just fine. It's almost like he turned the city into a shanty town with some flames. He didn't blow anything up. There's no buildings collapse. It just looked like they turned it into a shanty town. It makes no sense. And then we have Goku in high school who's oogling at Chi-Chi, and then we have a really poorly done green screen moment. This literally looks like I could have done a better green screen than this. But the teacher's talking about the solar eclipse. This is important from later on. I don't know why live action movies, instead of using the moon or something like that, they like to use the eclipse, but they do. So Goku sees that Chi-Chi's having trouble with her locker. So he uses his hand fart powers that he can't control and explodes all of the lockers open. Really smooth, Giku. And then we have an awkward scene of Goku standing in the mirror, like trying to hit on Chi-Chi. You guys remember how it actually happened in Dragon Ball? Chi-Chi basically just tricked Goku into marrying her. That's how it happened. Chi-Chi's like, hey, we're getting married. He's like, what's marriage? And he didn't know. And then he just said yes. That's it. That's how he married Chi-Chi. So Goku goes to a mansion party, and then a bunch of bullies surround him, and they're like, yeah, this isn't gonna be a fight. This is gonna be a massacre. And then Goku, being the pacifist that he is, all he does is just dodge every attack, and then they all end up just hitting themselves and losing. So then Piccolo and his partner end up going to find Gohan, to get the Dragon Ball. Gohan puts up a little bit of a fight with the girl who is throwing shurikens. You guys remember Dragon Ball? Shurikens. And then Piccolo uses the Force. Yes, Piccolo uses the Force. He puts Grandpa Gohan into like a chokehold and then does this. And then his house just implodes on itself. He uses the Force. And then Goku's like, something's wrong, and then goes to find his grandpa who is dead. And then as Goku's holding on to his dying grandpa, literally no tears, no sadness in his face whatsoever. He's literally just like, oh, you want me to go find Roku? All right, I'll go do that, I guess. And then as he's searching through this broken house, he finds his grandpa's old, the thing that Goku wears and everything. And then we find Bulma, who is a spy. That's all I can say. She's literally a like secret ninja spy. That's all I could say. Oh yeah, also Goku basically loses to Bulma, who has a gun. Bulma outplays Goku. That hurts so much to say. Oh, and then Bulma's like, hey, I'm looking for Dragon Balls. Someone stole my Dragon Ball. And he's like, yo, I got a Dragon Ball. So then they team up to go find Dragon Balls. You guys know, whatever. I don't care.
Dragon Ball Energy, DBE. Catchy name.
I see what they did there. DBE. I want to die. That out-of-body experience is happening again. There's something like oddly unsettling about watching Goku ride on the back of a four-wheeler. Goku riding on a four-wheeler. He can fly. Oh yeah, and Roku, you want to know where he's located? You know how in Dragon Ball he's located like on a very small island in the middle of the ocean? In Dragon Ball Evolution, he's located on a small island in the middle of Manhattan. He's in the middle of a fucking city, like the gross water outside of a city. He's like, ah!
The Invincible! My grandfather is dead.
So he finds Roku, gets in a little tussle with him. Roku beats him, be like, hey, I'm cool, I know Kung Fu. And while he's laughing, he tells him that Gohan died. So then we go back to Piccolo on his little flying ship, and he drops another fart bomb and finds another Dragon Ball. That I hate. I'm just moving on. So then they go super far out in the middle of the desert to find like this sacred training location. And because this movie is still technically a high school drama and Chi-Chi is still there, in the middle of the desert, like miles out, Chi-Chi is like just fighting a bunch of random people. Like there's a bunch of people there learning Kung Fu. And then Chi-Chi's like, yo, I'm training for a tournament. And they have like the weird romance shit. And I'll be honest, I feel like the only okay actor is Chi-Chi. Honestly, particularly, I don't think she's that terrible. Everyone else is awful garbage trash can. But honestly, I feel like she was okay. That's it. That's all I could say. Like, there's nothing else, okay? So Roku shows him how to master airbending, you know, not like the Kamehameha or, you know, some energy beam or learning how to focus his ki. He's learning airbending because this is the Avatar. We're actually watching The Last Airbender. This isn't even Dragon Ball anymore.
Master the second level of airbending. You have to control two things at once.
So they get in a trap and Yamcha shows up. Yamcha, of course. Why would you have Yamcha and not Krillin in this movie? I don't know. But Yamcha is a blonde-haired douchebag. And the actor like tried to sound like Yamcha, like the English dubbed Yamcha. He like really tried to sound like him. So it just makes it so much worse because it's terrible.
For a pretty thing like you, no problemo.
And because Bulma and Yamcha in the show, you know, are supposed to be together, they kind of like just force them to like each other. Like there's no reason for Bulma to like Yamcha whatsoever. She's just like, you're cool. You're kind of cool and cute. Fuck. No problemo, man. Like we're totally gonna hook up later, man. You're so fucking cute. So on their Dragon Ball detector, they find out that one of the Dragon Balls is like way underground. And for some reason, Yamcha has a giant drill. So they drill a hole into the ground. And this is where shit gets just utterly insane. Piccolo siphons like his juice out of his body and creates rock monsters from his juice. How did they come up with this? And he ends up sicking the rock monsters on them, and now they are apparently inside like a volcano or something, because there's a bunch of lava. Also, something I want to mention, Yamcha's supposed to be as young as Goku, yet he looks like a 45-year-old man in this movie. Like Bulma looks like she's like, you know, her actor age is like 25, but Yamcha, no joke, looks like he's 40. So they end up fighting all these pickle rock monsters and throw them into the lava. And then Goku uses their corpses as stepping stones, you know, because he's totally against violence, but throwing corpses into lava and using them as stepping stones is okay. And he ends up getting the other Dragon Ball. So Roshi goes to this guy, Sifanora, I think is what his name is. I don't know if he's supposed to be taking the place of Korin or who. I honestly don't know who this is supposed to be in the Dragon Ball universe. But he's basically saying we need the Mafuba again, you know, we need to seal away Piccolo. And the reason Roshi wants to do this is because he doesn't think Goku's gonna be prepared, which is fair because Goku hasn't done shit. Oh yeah, then we have a romance little scene with Bulma and Yamcha. They're walking around like, oh yeah, all these people have no idea that the world's about to end. It's kind of cringe, bro. And then we finally get to the point where he teaches Goku the Kamehameha hand fart. And he can't really master it, he can't really learn it. So then, no joke, Chi-Chi comes in and uses her body as a way to get him to do better. He's like, each time you blow out one of these candles, you get a step closer to me. And when you get to me, you can only guess what's gonna happen, big boy. Yes, we all remember Goku, the guy who cares about relationships and who cares about sex. I mean, don't we all remember Goku, right? The guy who cares about relationships and being a good, you know, husband. We all remember that. You know, not Goku who literally doesn't give a shit about Chi-Chi at all and kind of just goes off on his own every time and worries more about fighting than any woman ever. Yep, this is Goku. Yep. So Chi-Chi and Goku end up making out a little bit. Oh yeah, also, by the way, I forgot to mention, that spy who is with Piccolo is apparently a shapeshifter. They just wanted to throw in this little minute detail later on because Chi-Chi was walking around and Bulma was like, oh, I see what you're doing. You're trying to have sex with Goku at night, weren't you, a little sussy girl? Turns out Chi-Chi was actually just that partner of freaking Piccolo. So Chi-Chi and fake Chi-Chi start getting in a fight. And then Goku's like, oh, which one is it? And then literally decks the real Chi-Chi in the face. Like, come on, man. Really? Really? So apparently the reason that she can transform into Chi-Chi is early on in the show, she got a cut on her arm and she was actually fighting, you know, Piccolo's partner. And Piccolo's partner gave her that cut on her arm so she could use her blood to transform into Chi-Chi. I actually gave the writers too much credit. I thought what was going to happen was Goku was going to look at him fighting, see the cut on Chi-Chi's arm and be like, oh, that's the real Chi-Chi. Nope. They couldn't have even thought of that. Like, that was the easiest thing to do. And they literally couldn't have even done that. So Piccolo gets all the Dragon Balls, and then Yamcha turns his Jeep into a flying truck. What is happening? So Goku goes up to Piccolo, and Piccolo just knows Goku and everything about him, even though the only screen time we've really had of Piccolo is just him destroying towns and then him making pickle rock monsters. So we honestly have no idea why Piccolo knows anything about Goku or anything about it. He's just like, hey, Goku, you came here to help me in my venture. And then Goku's like, I'm gonna defeat Ozaru. I'm gonna destroy you. And then Piccolo's like, plot twist, even though everybody in the world knows what Ozaru means. Guess what, Goku? You're the Ozaru. And then the solar eclipse happens, and then Goku turns into fucking Bigfoot. He turns into Bigfoot. Oh, this is personal now. So Roshi tries to do the evil containment wave, which is actually what it's supposed to be called, but they don't call it in this fucking movie. So Goku ends up killing Roshi as Bigfoot, and then Goku's like, no, I'm gonna control Bigfoot. No more monkey for me. And then goes back to regular Goku. And then Goku's like, I am Goku. I am Ozaru. I must become one. I must use the power of two and become one. You know, like the show. Oh, that didn't happen in the show? Oh, okay, just making sure. And then Goku finally does the Kamehameha, but instead of just like doing it, he like jumps at him and like flies at Piccolo with it. And then Goku uses the Dragon Balls to wish Roshi back to life. What a magnificent movie. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's Dragon Ball Evolution, single-handedly the worst movie to ever exist in all of humanity. I don't think anything will ever top this movie, ever. I've seen some of the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst. And this tops it. Also, by the way, guys, I don't understand how, but there is a Dragon Ball Evolution video game. Yes, a Dragon Ball Evolution video game. Please go watch me on Twitch, suffer through this. Okay, I'm suffering through this game and this movie for you. You understand that? You need to experience this atrocity with me. So go over to twitch.tv/BionicPIG and watch me. And make sure to subscribe and make sure to follow me on socials. I think I only have an Instagram. I don't know. I don't care. Bye.